Hey everyone. You know that feeling when you write a sentence in English and you know all the grammar is perfect, but it just sounds a little bit off? Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to unlock a secret that will make your English sound way more natural, just like a native speaker. Let's get right into it.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out why some phrases just sound plain weird. Then, I'll let you in on the secret of what I call word friends. And you'll be surprised, these guys are hiding all over your Porvy textbook. After that, we'll see how to choose the right partner, dodge some common mistakes, and then wrap things up with a quick practice session.
All right, so let's tackle the main problem head on. It's something I see all the time, and trust me, if you've ever felt confused by this, you are definitely not alone. Okay, think about this for a second. This is a great question. A strong man makes perfect sense, right? So logically, a strong rain should be fine too. But it isn't. An English speaker would never say that. And that's because language isn't always about logic. It's about what words naturally go together. This is the exact mystery we're going to solve today.
So what's the answer? Well, it all comes down to a really simple but super powerful idea. Let's just call them word friends.
That's right. Seriously, think of it like this. Some words are best friends. They hang out together all the time. They just fit. So heavy and rain are best buddies. But strong and rain? Nope, not friends. They don't hang out. Now, the official fancy term for these word friends is collocation, and the most important part of this definition is right at the end. These combinations just sound natural. That's the whole secret. It's not really about grammar rules, it's about what words are used to being partners. And I know what you might be thinking. Oh, great, another new thing I have to memorize. But I've got some really good news for you. You have already seen tons of these collocations, right there in your NCERT Porvy textbook. You probably just didn't notice them. Check this out. You've already read all of these. Remember King Krishnadeva Raya? He's described as a wise monarch, not an intelligent monarch. An army marches through a dense forest, not a thick forest. Evelyn Glennie's success comes from hard work, not strong work. See? Wise and monarch are a pair. Dense and forest, hard and work. They're word friends.
And here are a few more you'll recognize. In The Valley of Flowers, we read about beautiful waterfalls. We learn that Evelyn Glennie's hearing loss was due to gradual damage, and the reign of King Krishnadeva Raya is called the Golden Era. Using these word friends is so important because they create a much clearer, stronger image. Beautiful waterfalls says so much more than just, good waterfalls.
Okay, so we know how to spot these word friends now. But why is it so crucial to pick the right one? Well, as you're about to see, it completely changes the meaning.
Let's take the noun rain. You might remember this from the weather forecast listening exercise in your book. Rain actually has a few different word friends. If you say light rain, I know exactly what you mean. But if you say moderate rain or heavy rain, you're painting a totally different picture. Each adjective partner changes the whole story. And this slide pretty much sums it up perfectly. We just don't pair strong or big with rain. It's not their friend. Sure, you can have strong winds or a big problem, but when it comes to rain, its partners are light, moderate, or heavy. That's it.
Okay, now that we know what we're looking for, let's put on our detective hats and spot some of the most common mistakes I see students make. Once you see them, you'll be able to fix them in your own writing. This one is a big one. It happens when you translate word for word from your mother tongue. You might think about sleeping quickly and write fast sleep. But in English, we talk about the quality of sleep, its depth. So the correct word, friend, is deep. The right phrase is deep sleep. Here's another classic. You don't make a photo, right? The camera does that. The action you do is to take a photo. It's the same for other things too. You don't make a break, you take a break. You don't make a chance, you take a chance. So take is a very friendly verb. So, just to recap, be on the lookout for these three main traps. Number 1, translating directly from your home language. Number 2, overusing the word very when you don't need to. And number 3, getting stuck using simple words like good or big when a much more powerful word friend is just waiting to be used. All right, you've listened to me talk long enough. It's time to put your new skills to the test. Let's see how you do with a few questions, just like you might see on an exam. You ready? First up, a matching game. On the left, you've got your adjectives. On the right, your nouns. All you have to do is pair up the best friends. For example, which noun on the right is the best partner for the word mighty?
Go ahead and try to match all 5.
Okay, next up, fill in the blanks. Now, be careful here, because both options might seem okay, but only one of them is the true word friend, the one that sounds perfectly natural. Choose the best partner for each noun. And for the final challenge, let's play editor. Each one of these sentences has a phrase that just sounds wrong. Your mission is to find that unnatural phrase and replace it with the correct collocation. For example, we know we don't say powerful sleep, so what should it be? Fix all 5 of them.
All right, time's up. Let's see how you did. For section A, the correct pairs were mighty ranges, tough competition, vivid descriptions, an unforgettable experience, and gradual damage. For B, the answers were dense forest, hard work, light rain, an eminent warrior, and an eye-catching spectacle. And finally, for C, the corrected phrases are deep sleep, tough competition, deep or vast knowledge, a quick chat, and a big or even grave mistake. So, how'd you do? Don't worry if you didn't get them all. The important thing is just to start noticing these pairs.
I want to leave you with this amazing quote from Mark Twain. Using the right collocation, that perfect word friend, is what gives your writing real power. It's what takes your writing from being a little lightning bug to a huge flash of lightning.
So my final question for you is this. The next time you sit down to write, think about it. Instead of just a big mountain, could it be one of the mighty Himalayan ranges? Instead of a good time, could it be an unforgettable experience? Which word friends will you start using today?